What's up everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing Overlord drop cheeses only. The Overlord drops were just buffed ever so slightly and we have new maps as well. So this is going to be very exciting, which awesome spots we can find and abuse. Let's begin. The first game, okay, that's funny. The first game is on Alcyone against the Protoss. So I was talking about the new maps. They left 4 old maps in the map pool and they added 5 new ones and you get 3 vetoes. So obviously I vetoed 3 of the old maps, leaving 5 new maps and this one. And obviously we get this one. Now the reason why I left this one is because this map is the best for my stupid drop style. I actually had a game the other day against Gerald, who is a very high-level pro Protoss player. I think he's about 6.3k MMR. And I managed to beat him on this map with my Zerg by going for Ling drops first. And then after, I did like a 3 Overlord Hydralisk drop into Roaches. Now, the changes for the drops are quite funny because it kind of felt like they were getting buffed in general, but they were getting nerfed for me. And the reason why I felt that way is because they morph a little slower, I believe. So the way I usually do my Ling drops is by morphing the Overlords right here and drop into the main. So morphing slower is painful. I think it's like 3 seconds. But they move faster. So if I'm going to do like a bunch of cheeses from home, which I also like to do, by the way. So like morphing a couple Overlords here and flying them all the way to the main base. Then it's going to be better. But for the opening, I usually like to do, which is going for this really fast Ling drop, it's going to be slightly worse. Or well, that is not entirely true because I guess my Overlords will be able to escape a little easier and I can use the Overlords again later on and then they're going to be better. But if they're just going to get shut down by 1 Void Ray and I just get to drop 1 time, then that is going to be it. But it is very exciting for me to play on a new patch which has potential because I do really like doing Overlord drop strategies. It's actually by far my favorite thing about Zerg. I've been complaining a bit about playing Zerg recently. And that is mostly because of the standard macro games. Like, I think, personally, standard macro games with Zerg are just really not that fun. It's kind of like... Oh, I actually shouldn't have made this drone. It's okay. I guess I'm just a little greedy. It's kind of like you want to do something. Like, I'll always have a plan. But then what happens is that they do something first because the other races can attack you before you do. And then you always have to react to whatever they're doing. And because I tend to just continue with my build anyway, I usually die. And that's something I don't really like. Like, I want to be the one doing the fun stuff, but at Zerg it's pretty hard unless you go for really extreme stuff like these weird Overlord drop builds that I like. So here we are. Now he could be counter rushing me. It is a tactic that Protoss players have used before on this map, so I need to be slightly careful. It is kind of funny to see how often I've gotten away with doing this build on this map, by the way. Like, I don't want to speak too fast because you could totally be... Actually, I can check with this drone real quick if there's a pylon. There's no pylon. But I've done this build so many times on this map, and it still seems to work like every time pretty much, which is really crazy. Now I'm going to rush to kill those rocks. My Overlords are already in position over here. This is a little bit of a... I guess the only real struggle of this opening phase is that sometimes they can send an Adept here before... Yeah, exactly, before I kill the rocks. And then I need to hide my drones for a little bit, which is really not the biggest deal ever, but yeah, I guess it's just a little bit annoying. Okay, so he's gonna send the Adept out. I guess I'll just run for now because otherwise he's gonna kill 2 Zerglings instead of just 1, which I obviously do not want. Let me get these Overlords in position already. And this is just gonna be stage 1, right? Like, I don't necessarily need to end this game with this Overlord drop. This is just gonna be the first phase. I think I'll most likely get Overlord speed after this. Let me make sure to kill that real quick. That's going to make it a little bit easier for me to defend, and then I can morph these Overlords. And I'm going to start working on a couple drones. Let me get this one first. I guess I could send all of these drones over here besides 2. For some reason, I always use the third base camera location to jump to the gold because it doesn't feel like it's my natural. I know it is, but it doesn't feel like it's okay. So here are the first 2 Overlords. I wonder if one of you is going to be able to actually notice the speed difference by looking at the Overlords. That's going to be funny to see. They definitely look a little bit faster to me, but it's also not crazy. So it's a... Oh, okay. I think this is really good for us. Our opponent here went for a Twilight Council, or no, a Robo into... Is that a real Phoenix? There's no way he made a real Phoenix, right? Like, that would be so funny. I mean, it is just chilling there. You would imagine that he would go for a scout if it was a fake Phoenix. I think I'm going to escape with a couple of these. Well, is he going to attack the Overlord? Oh, it is a... Oh my god, he went for... That is actually crazy. He went for a Stargate into a Robo into a Twilight Council. Like, that is... I don't think that's a build. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's actually a build. Now, I do need to send my Overlords back already. I think I'm just... Yeah, why not? I'm just going to start Overlord speed already. These two overlords are gonna die, probably this one as well, but I already made a couple more. I think there's one drone here that I could send back to this base. Now, I am playing a little risky. Wait, this could be Phoenix Dark Templar, right? Phoenixes are going to be able to kill the Overseers, and then, yeah, the Dark Templars are going to be able to just do whatever the hell they want and not being able to get killed unless I have too many Overseers with me that he can't kill them with the Phoenixes, or which is actually not that unrealistic thinking about it, because I am going to be able to get Hydras. Let me just rally to my base initially. Now, this was a really good start. Don't be confused. Like, I know I lost the Overlords, but this was a really good start for me. I don't know how many probes I killed, but I killed a couple. As well as, I think we killed 2 Adepts. I don't think we got a third one, but we killed 2 Adepts and a bunch of pros, and we scouted everything. Now, what is my opponent gonna do? That I do not know. Actually, what would be a really cool play is to just go for link drops into the main. Like, the Hydras at the front are always going to be nice, but maybe like a couple link drops in the main would be awesome. Let's see, I'm gonna morph 2 over here. Just make sure I have enough for 16 Zerglings. Those should be able to fill the Overlords. I think I made enough just now. And since we have a map with a gold base, I mean, actually, I'm going to expand here. I never really expanded here before until the last time I actually did this build, but this feels safer. I didn't really think about it, but it definitely feels safer. So there's a bunch of Adepts being built, which is a little scary. I'm going to get the links into the Overlord. I'm going to wait for a couple more. I definitely want that to be filled out. Now, I think I'm going to make a Roach War in here because my opponent is sitting on 2 bases. And the thing that could threaten me the most, honestly, is, I guess, Colossi and maybe Glaive Adepts, and I feel like Roaches are going to be pretty good against both of those. So I'm going to send these across the map. Bailing Nest also wouldn't have been a crazy idea, I have to say. Let me make sure to not include my Dropper Lords in the hotkeys, because that would be a little unfortunate. Let's see what we can find. Is it just more Adepts? It's Archons. Okay, that's actually even more interesting. Archons is not what I would have imagined. I'm just going to hold position this here. I'm going to drop out of vision. Yeah, he's not going to be, like, Archons are good against Hydras, don't get me wrong. But he can't actually leave his base for now, which is really painful. Looks like he was going to go for a big all-in. Let me actually get Roach Speed. This link drop is actually so nice. That was such a cool idea to go for the link drop. I think I have enough Hydras that he can't really break out. Wait, I can kill his pylons too, and he just has to leave. All right. I mean, this game, I feel like, was just perfect, right? Like, the first drop went very well. The second drop also went very well. Like, this link drop really forced the GG here. I mean, he could have waited for his battery, and then with battery overcharge, he can fight, and I would have had to back off. But this link drop was going to kill either all the probes or kill these pylons, and he wouldn't have been able to warp in. I guess he did have charge, but this was awesome. And this really shows the power of Overlord drops. And to be honest, guys, I feel like Overlord drops are very underutilized, and hopefully I'll be able to show this throughout this video. Let's go for game number 2. Game number 2 is against the same guy, but on a new map. Now, this map is a little weird. I've played this, I think, before twice. And this map, first of all, it feels very short. Let me show you guys. So first of all, it's very short. And then there's also these minerals that can be mined out. Like, imagine like a tank push here when you're Zerg. Like, that sounds absolutely devastating. But also the third base is quite far away. I think I already know what build I want to do this game. So notice how I haven't made an Overlord yet. I'm going to go for an extractor trick. Go up to 15 supply. Now, this is a build that I have been experimenting with, and it hasn't gone well. So hopefully after all the experimenting, this is the time when it's actually going to pop off. So what I've been trying to do is pretty much different kind of queen all-ins, because there used to be, or at least I'll add some context in case you guys weren't aware of this. I think this is already about 2 years ago, but the main meta for PvZ was for Protoss to always play Skytals, and I'm not talking about just opening with a Stargate. They would go for, yeah, pretty much an Oracle first, and then just go into mass Void Rays and then carriers, and it was very boring. And what Zerg would do to deal with it is that they would go for queen walk. So they would just bring like a ton of queens, walk across the map, and yeah, very often just kill the Protoss. It was very 50-50. It was kind of like either the queen walk would kill them, or they would die after the Skytals if they didn't. So what they did to nerf that is make it so that queens cannot transfuse off creep anymore. So if you ever notice that and wonder why that's the case, that's why. They wanted to nerf those queen all-ins against Protoss, so now queens can no longer transfuse off creep. So I've been trying to go for a fast lair, get Overlord speed, bring queens with the Overlord drop, and then spread creep from the Overlord so my queens can transfuse. The problem is that my Zerg is I'm not that good at scouting and reacting yet, which is obviously a big part of Zerg. So very often I end up doing one of those all-ins, kind of what I described in game number 1. I end up doing one of those all-ins, and then I'm just getting all-in myself, and it doesn't work because my opponent's not even trying to expand, right? So that is a pretty big problem. But I feel like if I would ever get this down properly and be able to do it reactively, I think it could actually be a totally awesome build. Now, I don't remember exactly how the build went that I was doing. I did figure it out pretty well. I think I make... Did I make an Overlord yet? Yeah, I did. I think I make 4 queens before my 3rd base. Then I get a lair, a 5th queen, and then a 3rd base. I think that's roughly how it goes. Now, my speed is going to be slightly delayed, but that's fine. I already scouted the Stargate, which is actually very nice. I wonder if I should even bring that Overlord back, or if I should just waste the time, or make him build a Void Ray, which also would not be that bad. I don't think I really have to do any more scouting. Not quite sure why this probe is still here, I have to admit. So now I'm gonna make Queen 3 and 4, followed by another Overlord. I guess I should have sent these links across the map a little faster, so I could have maybe run into the base instead of... Well, this is actually not that bad because the Adept is coming back, but being able to run into the base would have been a little more annoying and a little nicer for me. I don't think I have time to put down that creep tumor, sadly. Let's see. So I make the lair after this. I do need a couple Zerglings just to deal with the Adepts. I think I did already build an Overlord, so that's nice. It's actually surprising that he was that brave with his Adept, I have to say. If he wants to finish that, I'm actually totally fine with it. Doesn't seem like he is going to do it, though. Then I'm going to make a lair and a 4th queen. And then I'm going to go ahead and make that 3rd base. He should be able to see that drone going down. Is he going to finish that? He is not going to finish it. He sees my Adepts, and I'm not sure why he was scared, but he did look a little scared there. I'm going to send this queen back. I'm not even sure if I need that many injects. I think it might even be better to spread creep for me, because I don't have the money to make a million Zerglings or anything, but I guess eventually I will. So the Oracle's coming across now. I'm going to make Overlord speed from this hatchery. And then after 30 drones, I'm going to start spamming a bunch of Zerglings. That is the plan. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to click all the queens on the Oracle. I'm actually going to do so much damage to that Oracle already, which is awesome. Now we see another Oracle. I think this is a good time for me to make 1 more Spore and 1 more drone in each mineral line. And then I'm going to start making a ton of Zerglings. That's the plan. So he is also not... Okay, there we go. He's taking a 3rd base now. I was thinking, should I back off, or should I continue with the attack? Like, obviously, I want to do Overlord drops in some version, right? Now, my Overlord speed is going to finish pretty soon, so I'm just going to make a bunch of these already. He sees the lair. He did... this is a little annoying, because the Revelation is going to run out pretty soon. Do I want him to see this attack? I think I do. I think this is actually a pretty nice experiment here. Like, we're just going to test if he can defend this, because I want to be as fast as possible, right? Like, I don't want to waste any time. I want to see if he can actually defend this properly. So I have 3 hatches. I can transition if I want to, but I need to make sure that I actually kill this base. Maybe I can force the Oracle to turn on already. Okay, there we go. Those links actually got trapped. That was a little bit annoying. Let me make sure to turn on the generate creep on the Overlord. I'm just going to run around for a little bit. He's going to see the queens now. He doesn't have a battery yet, which is really nice for us. And there we go. I'm just going to drop straight on top of these. And I'm going to start spreading creep and then put down a creep tumor. I should probably just focus down the... that's a really bad Overlord micro there. Just focus down these. Okay, so now I think we forget about this base and just go for the next one. I'm just going to start attacking his natural. Let's see. He does have a lot of... Oh, those Adepts are actually in the outside. That is really nice. He's going to lose 4 Adepts pretty much instantly. He does have the Oracles, but he can't really use the Oracle against the Queens. That Oracle... Oh, it actually does die. Oh my god, the range on these is insane. And now I have all these Queens in his base. And keep in mind, guys, I'm actually droning behind this. And there we go. All right. Now you can clearly tell that the opponent panicked a little bit by the money he had in the bank, 1,500. But this build actually does seem very strong. It seemed, look at this. It's only 540 in the game. And that's after I killed his 3rd and all of his stuff and broke into his natural. That's how fast his attack hits. I have drones behind this, or I'm making drones. I could have skipped 1 round of Zergling to make more queens. That's something that I could have changed here, but this build seems really strong. The queens actually do arrive significantly faster with the Overlord speed buff, and I really, really like this, guys. Let's keep it going. Game. Oh my god. I went AFK for 10 minutes and had like a little snack, and I came back and now we got him again. Now, this map is going to be probably the most interesting one for my strategy out of the new maps. And the reason I say that is because this map, I feel like, has already been stamped as being really bad for Zerg. And I can show you quite easily why that is the case. So check this out, right? You have a gold base that is completely safe. it's in the back of your main base, right? So that sounds really nice. But Zerg gets their range units the slowest. So one adept here, and you already cannot mine from that. One Reaper there, or a Hellion even more, so you cannot mine from it anymore. So Zerg cannot really take this base unless you take it from the backside, which you obviously cannot do early on. So your opponents are always going to get a gold, and you are not. Now, the one downside of the gold is that it only has one Vespene gas. So if your Protoss opponent wants to do anything particularly tech related, then that's already not going to be that great for them, right? Now, if they want to go for like glaive at depth, that's the strategy I was doing with Protoss when I played against Zerg on this map in I don't remember what tournament it was. I played some tournament that was on the new maps. I went for a normal adept glaive pressure, but since you have the gold minerals, you can add like 2 extra gates without it being all in. So you can do like a 6 gates pressure instead of 4. Without compromising like the macro game later on. So that is pretty freaking sick. I have to imagine he went for the gold base. If he didn't, I would actually be surprised. If he doesn't take the gold base, that's going to be even better for our drops, actually, so that's nice. And obviously, I'm going to use drops here in some capacity anyway. I'm not quite sure yet how. Like, what would be the smartest way? I could go for, like, Roach Hydro drops, but I do think if I get into the macro game or let him get into the macro game too easily with a gold base, I think we're probably just going to be too far behind. So I'm kind of thinking about going for a faster drop where... Oh, I already had it saturated. Where I go for maybe like 4 queens here and then a bunch of lings in the main kind of thing. That's the idea that I had. And maybe that's going to be what I'm going to execute here. I'll have to see. It's also possible that he doesn't have this gold base. And in that case, I'll have to switch up my plans. But we'll see that in a couple seconds if that is the case. Should probably put an Overlord here just in case he's going to put a Warp Prism there. And he actually has not taken the gold base. Okay, wait. Yo, guys, I didn't even think about this, but on this map, you could go for... Oh, wow, that's actually sick. Listen, from the Protoss POV, you could go for a proxy 4 gate because the Overlord cannot tell whether you've expanded or not. Like, the Overlord can only check 1 base, right? So if you do, like, something super cheesy here against Zerg, the Overlord is actually not going to see it until very, very, very late in the game. That is quite funny to think about. And let's see, these Zerglings... Oh, we actually... I'm not sure why the adept was at home, but that's actually pretty nice for me, not having to deal with that adept in my own base. That is great. Now, what I'm afraid of here is that my opponent is undoubtedly going to try some kind of a blind counter. At least I have to imagine, because he's already died twice to this now. I don't think he feels like dying a 3rd time. Don't think I'm saying anything crazy by saying that. Let's just keep spreading this creep. Actually, I'll try to put another tumor right away because I'm still not convinced that I really need the injects. Let's see. There is no Stargate there. There's a Stalker here as well. It seems like he's just convinced I'm going to drop him like super, super early. Otherwise, I don't think he would be making a Stalker that fast. Now, I do think I need to keep my queens in the mineral line in case of an oracle. I could have split these lings a little better, so I would have gotten really good vision. But it is what it is. I think I'm going to take this as my 3rd, and that would enable me to take that as my 4th base later on. Which doesn't really seem like that bad of an idea. Now, so far my build is pretty much the same as before. I'm kind of gearing up to go for that big drop with the queens that I did in the last game, but I'm a little scared. Because I haven't seen anything yet. Like, it is quite hard to scout on this map. Let's see. Maybe I can see what... Yeah, I think I'm just going to send this Overlord in and I'll see what kind of units he's building. I have an Overseer in case it is DTs, which is obviously going to be pretty useful. I think I'm going to put 1 more creep tumor down here. Let's see. He has no gases yet. He might have been taking the gold base already. I haven't seen an Oracle either. The Oracle should have been here. I think it's really time for me to start making Zerglings. I've probably made like too many drones already, to be honest. So there's another gateway and a Robo. I think I'm just going to have to make queens like crazy. This looks like it's glaives, but I'm also not 100% sure that it is. I'm just going to make a spine crawler. I haven't seen him move out yet, which is really sus. This kind of looks like it's going to be a big all-in here. Should I do like some kind of wall-off? Oh, that made very slowly, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure if I should be doing some kind of wall-off. I think that could help me out. Let's see if I can get 1 more tumor out before the adepts are here. That would be nice. I have 39 drones, which I don't think is over the top, but I'm also not 100% sure. I think I'm going to keep making queens as well. I do have my Overlord speed upgraded, so the moment I have the opportunity for a counterattack, I will be going for it already. Now, I saw the Warp Prism. Let's see. He might... Okay. No, he decides not to go for the spine. Yeah, this is the thing. I cannot actually defend that base. Maybe it's time for me to just go for a very early drop. Maybe I can kill that. I do have the spine crawler here, which is quite nice. Let's see, he's gonna run away from that. That's a good choice. Not quite sure why those were on A move there. Gonna make a couple banelings now. Like, if he's not... Oh, he's gonna go for it. No, he's not. Okay, he's smart. He's definitely very patient. I think I want to go for a couple drops here. I'm just going to make a couple of these overlords. Oh, he did actually find his way into the back of my mineral line, which is a little bit annoying. Now he's going to go over here, and the Banelings are going to pop off. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. The Banelings getting the job done, and now I'll be able to surround all of these adepts if I micro properly, and that is going to be quite nice for me. Now, what's so surprising to me here, guys, is that he did the build that I said, but... without the gold base. Imagine if he did this with the gold base, right? Like, that would have been pretty freaking crazy, I think. Now, I'm just going to take this base again. He still doesn't have the gold base, which... like, is he just so afraid of my drops that he's not going to go for that? I don't know. I think we're going to make a spore here just in case. I have a bunch of these queens, which probably used to rebuild some creep. So there's more stuff into the main base. If he stays too long with the prism, he's always going to be in trouble, though, so he can't really do that. Okay, I think it's time for me... oh, this is going to be crazy. Let's see. I have 33 drones only, right? I think I'm going to bring the queens to the front still. They're just going to arrive very, very late, pretty much. So I'm going to send all of these over here. I have 6 queens, I believe. Exactly. Should be 6 queens. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to have this in the main, and then the rest is going to hit at the front. He doesn't have anything ready here yet, but that's a lot of freaking Zerg. Wait, I could maybe... I'm going to take down the pylon first, actually. Ah, he has a little bit too much there. Okay, so I'm going to fall back with this. The overlords are or should be arriving at the front pretty soon because they are quite fast. Now, oh, I had another queen that I forgot about there for a second. That's a little unfortunate. Now, I'm just trying my best to multitask all these. Let's see. That is... oh, this base is just going to die really fast, I think. Okay, let's start spreading some creep, and then you guys go back into the main base. Oh, I didn't target the batteries first. I didn't really expect him to go for the hold here, not gonna lie. I kind of thought he was gonna give up this base. Oh, I have my overseers here. No, that... oh, the pylon. No, the pylon didn't die. Oh, that is incredibly painful, guys. I think we might have messed it up with this attack. So I'm back into the main base. He is going to lose these units now. Let me make sure that I do not rally all of the stuff wrongly, because then I'll just get absolutely obliterated. He might be coming across. I do have a lot of queens here, guys. Like, my army is not quite bad. That Zealot, for some reason, stayed alive ultra long, which is a little painful. So he's going to come across. Let's see. His army is... but I can kill more Banelings as well. Banelings would be quite good here. Okay, so he's going to change those now. You could tell that he was definitely prepared for an all-in because he didn't make any probes, right? Like, he could have had a lot of probes all this time, but instead it felt like he was just hard chilling. Let's see. I have my Banelings over here and my queens. I think I should probably just take it a little easy, but who knows? Okay, so the Banelings are going to come in here. I am going to get some decent damage. I did miss the first transfuse, which is a little painful. No, the links didn't go. Oh, I sent those links so long in advance just so they could do exactly that. Okay, let me pull these queens back. That I did transfuse that. I think there was probably a little bit of ping there because I'm 100% sure that that was, in fact, a transfuse. Now, it looks like he might be getting a little scared here because... okay, never mind. It looks like he was backing up there for a second. Okay, yo, this spine is actually popping off, though. Look how much damage that spine is doing. That is fantastic. So he's going to lose this base, and then we're going to come back. The sentries are going to fall. I have a million links coming in as well, and this army is going to be cleaned up somehow. I don't know how, but we are going to kill this army, which is pretty freaking insane, to be honest. Now, the War Prism arrives a little bit late. I do have I had a couple queens there that I could have used a little earlier. Oh, I'm going to be able to kill those units as well. A couple more queens over here. Wait, if I'm lucky and he mismicros that, he could lose that. He's going to try to do something with it, but that's not going to work. Now, I only have 25 drones left, which is quite painful. I don't think I killed that many. Like, I know I killed the base. I don't think I killed that many drones, though, so that's a little painful. Let's see, I'm going to send the queens back down here. I could... wait, maybe this is actually the best idea. I could go for a Baneling bust. Let's see, he has a bunch of adepts. Could I go for another attack, maybe? Do I still have Dropper Lords? I have one Dropper Lord over here. I think that is probably about it. I mean, I have so many queens. That's the only reason I want to go for this. I have so many queens that it just seems like it would be a decent idea. Let me transfuse all of this stuff. No, actually, this is enough, right? I have one more 2 more queens. No, I do need that third one. I have 10 freaking queens, actually. Holy cow, that's more than I expected. Now I'm back up to 30 drones, which is really not that bad. He has a bunch of adepts, but I do have the Banelings as well. Call me crazy, guys, but I feel like we might actually have another shot here. I don't know why you guys are following. That seems like a little bit of a waste. Wait, did he send the adepts out? I think he might have sent the adepts out, right? Or they're just waiting like down here. That's also possible. Let's see. Now, do I blow up the battery or what exactly do I blow up? Okay, wait. He left. Okay, that's where the adepts are. He left just the freaking immortals. That is actually an insane play. I'm going to target that one. I think the adepts are probably... Oh, that's actually a couple Archons. So he's going to lose this entire base. Wait, I can kill these adepts or kill these... I thought they were adepts, but they're zealots. Kill these with my Banelings. The immortal is gonna die as well. I do have a couple queens building, which are gonna be able to take care of the Archons, I think. Queens are quite good against Archons. So he's gonna lose everything here. I need to make sure that I keep A-moving my stuff. Let me get the queens. I think we should get the queens into the natural, actually. That sounds like the best idea. Wait, I made an overseer. Wait, am I overseer? No, not like this. I 100% clicked the button to make an overseer, but I guess we just didn't have the money for it or something. Oh, that is so incredibly painful because I'm 100% sure that I did build it. So here we go. He has the battery overcharge, which means we do have to back off, and that is very, very unlucky. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not making it up. I had a couple overseers at home. I guess I probably sent them back on accident or something like that. Now, his third base died, which is obviously massive. I'm going to be able to bring these queens. I hope I can bring that red Overlord back home as well. Looks like he is kind of going to find... Wait, could I maybe kill these? If I drop creep, I could probably kill these. Yeah, exactly. So he's going to fall back as well. He doesn't have a... Where... Oh, okay. For a second, I was wondering where the hell did those zealots come from? But it's obviously because I didn't see the warp prism in the warp mode, but it was right there. Okay, so I do want to try and attack this, but it's a little tough. So he's going to lose at least a couple of units here. Let's see. I do have transfuses on all of these, so... Just make sure to just actually use it correctly. It was kind of hard to see the health on one of these there. And queens are not going to be that fantastic. These Archons are very low HP, so he has to be careful. But that was definitely a little bit of a painful F2 by me, I have to admit. Now, should I take out of gas? I think I could probably take out of gas. It looked like he still did have a significant amount of units. I think we're just gonna make more queens, to be honest, because the queens have been doing like all of the work here. If I didn't F2 those overseers back, honestly, who knows what the situation of the game would have been. I hope it's not too far rebuilt. If I can cancel this, we're fine. No, it looks like he has too much army. Oh man, I feel like we almost made a freaking magical comeback. Well, even more than that, like. Just an impossible game. It wasn't even supposed to be able to be a magical comeback, but yet here we are. Now let's see. I'm gonna saturate this fully. Wait, there's one Archon here. No, I can't actually kill it. I need some Banelings to be able to do the trick here. That's why I left a little bit of gas so I can make Banelings. Let me get all the queens to the front because I do have quite a few queens still. This game is really making me appreciate the queen, by the way. Like, I already knew queens were good, but I feel like this is kind of like a whole new level of how good queens are, you know? Okay, why did you try to target the base? Oh, I didn't actually select all the queens instantly, which is a little bit of a shame. Dude, the queens are actually gonna pop off here, to be honest. Look at these bad boys. But I don't have enough Banelings for the zealots, unfortunately. That would have been so nice if I did, but sadly I don't. And that is going to be a GG has to be called. And honestly, I'm also very happy with this game. Like, if you look at what my opponent did, he blind countered me as hard as possible. He tried to go for like an early attack build, and I made some mistakes, and we still had a chance, right? Like, look at the state of this game. 7.5 minutes in, we are 81 against 100 supply, down in tech, down 20 workers, and we almost made it work. This game made me believe in my style more than anything else. Like, this is so crazy to me that we made this game 80 against 109 supply with this army in my base when I had this. The fact that we made this close, I think, is just freaking awesome. I made 2 mistakes that I remember. These links didn't go instantly. These would have done a lot more damage, and I misclicked the Overseer towards the end there, which is painful. Or not really a misclick. I just used F2 completely, not thinking about the fact that they would get F2'd with. And then after this, if you look at the supply, we were down 21 against 48 workers, and we still managed to hold on for 5 minutes. This game was freaking awesome. Let's go for our final one. All right, the final game of the day is against a Terran, a Grandmaster Terran, our first different opponent of the day. Like, we've been playing for like about a half an hour or so. 4th game here, but it is only our 2nd opponent. Now, I do think the build that I did in game number 2, especially where I just went with like a couple queens, third base behind it, that works really well against Terran as well. In fact, I think it works even better, to be honest. Like it is pretty crazy how well it works. It does depend a little bit on what the Terran does, but I think we're going to try to mimic something similar here. Now, no matter what, I'm going to keep centering my gameplay around drops. And the crazy thing is here, guys, I feel like the drop-centered gameplay is probably better than my actual Zerg gameplay. Like, I know I need to be a bit smarter, like, not all-in someone who's all-inning me, kind of like we did in the last game, right? But it's... besides that, I feel like it's really good. If I pick out my strategies a little bit better, depending on what my opponents do, rather than just the map or whatever, right? I feel like we could be very strong with this. And I have actually been thinking about playing the European Regional Qualifier again, which I think is in 1.5 weeks or so. At least I think it was maybe like 9 April or 4 8. I actually have no idea. It's somewhere. Oh, I do need to make my spawning pool. It's somewhere around there. And I need to make my Zerg a little bit better. And I was thinking, what if instead of making it better, I just make it cooler? And because it's cooler, I'm more interested, and that's how it becomes better. That sounds pretty nice to me, right? So I think maybe I'll just spend a lot of time refining these Overlord drop strategies. Not be as all-linear as I have been in this episode so far. But be a little bit more open with it. So sometimes just make like 50 drones and it'll like a massive roach drop and just kind of switch it up like that, right? Like not necessarily always go for a queen all-in. Wait. Dude, I thought his command center was late, but then I looked at the timing and it's normal. It's just that this map is so close. Wait, that's crazy. I feel like normally you would never see that with an Overlord. Like, that's actually kind of insane. Now, my own queens are going to be a little bit late because I made my spawning pool 50 minerals too late for no reason. Probably just because I was stuck in thought or whatever I was explaining you guys at the time, you know. Let's see. I'm going to keep this Overlord over here. I usually like sending 2 Overlords to the Terran base, which is, once again, something I mostly just do because I'm not... Yeah, okay, these links were very late. And the Reaper is extra fast. I guess it's okay that I made these links, so I'm not going to lose any drones. That's a pretty decent idea. Let's see, he didn't quite get the target, so that is nice. Okay, I don't mind losing these. I would rather have him kill those than go for the drones, to be honest. Like, he knows that my queens are going to be finishing. I might be able to use the opportunity to get a creep tumor here, because that Reaper cliff is pretty far away. I am going to try and scout him with the Overlord, so I can see if I can reactively change anything. You know, just improving my Overlord drops already. Why would I have to wait for this video to be over? I might as well start now. I've been getting better at spreading creep as well, which is nice. He's hiding this starport, which... I find a little sus, I have to say. Like, why would he be hiding that there? Now, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to sacrifice this Overlord to see if he's going for Cyclones or not. Because Terran players do like making Cyclones when you go for the Extractor trick hatchery first. So I want to kind of keep tabs on that. Let's see. I'm going to start a lair now and the 5th queen. I didn't see them yet. I just need to be careful, because if they randomly show up, then I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, it's just Hellions. Okay, that's very nice to see. Now, I'm going to make 2 more drones. Then I'm going to make the 3rd base. So if he checks with his Hellions, he will see that. And then I'm just going to start making links. Now, I still wonder why this was hidden. And he also doesn't have a Marine. Like, I'm just flying over his base for free. I mean, I don't mind, but I would imagine, especially as a Terran player, you know, I would imagine he wants to deny this at least a little bit. I can see absolutely everything right now. I guess I'll put my queens at the front for a little bit. I have another one finishing here. Let me make sure I get Overlord speed right away. Oh, I don't actually have a creep tumor here. Normally I would have one, so that's a little bit different from usual. Is he going to try to run by? I don't think so. He was trying to kill the creep tumor there. So he made a Viking now. Okay, that makes sense. He's going to see the 3rd base, and that is going to make him feel a little more safe than he should be feeling. Do I have another creep tumor to spread? I guess I might as well spread it over there. And then I'm going to start 3 of these Overlords. He can't actually kill this, so that, you know, even if he did, I guess it wouldn't really matter that much to me, to be honest. So he's not going to be able to run past. If he does, he will suffer a painful fate here. Exactly, there we go. I need to make sure that I actually get the micro down, though. The micro was not the best there, but in the end, it's going to work out just fine. I think I'm missing 1 queen, right? Yeah, I was missing 1 queen. So the execution here is not the cleanest ever, but it's still going to hit pretty hard, of course. Gonna, instead of spamming links like I did against the Protoss, I'm actually gonna make queens behind there. Because I feel like against Terran, it's a little bit less likely that you completely end... Oh, I didn't bring this one. It's a little bit less likely that you completely end the game. It's more likely that you just do a serious amount of damage. So I'm actually making drones behind this, which feels a little crazy, but at the same time, my opponent did see everything. So I guess that also counts for something, of course. So now the queens are going to be on the Hellions. These queens are going to be pretty much unkillable. Like, Hellions cannot kill these. This is exactly why the strategy is so good against Terran. Look at this. These queens actually have no counter right now, guys. You can't do anything against these queens. Maybe I can run it to the main base. Oh, he actually did let me run it to the main base. That is very painful. And now he's going to have to run with the Hellions, but that's going to be so freaking painful for him. Okay, he does have a battle cruiser, but funnily enough, these queens are actually enough to kill a battle cruiser. So that is yet another thing that's kind of painful for him. You can always use the repairs, but I don't think even repairs are really going to be enough. And look at this. Let me pull this one back because it has the most transfuses. He's going to lose all these SCVs. And look at how good queens are against battle cruisers. I didn't lose any queen at all. He has one SCV, one Viking, and one battle cruiser left, and I didn't really lose anything. I traded a bunch of links, but I have 3 hatches. I already had 3 queens at home, was making more. I could have gone for a Spire as well. And this build is so freaking awesome, guys. Like, really, my opponent went for 2 base battle cruiser plus armory for the Hellbats. Admittedly, he probably made that reactively. I guess it just finished. And he still had absolutely no chance of holding. Like, this is so strong, and even stronger on the new maps and the new patch, especially these really freaking small map, which is, it's crazy how small this is. But that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Adios.